In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Assalamu alaikum. I am Kashaf from Chemistry Department and my ID is 018. Today I am here to present my project 2, which is Python. So let's have an overview of my whole presentation. In my today's presentation, I am going to tell you what is database, what is Python, what I have learned from Python, what are the Python courses that I have do, and at last certification that I have received from Datacamp. So starting with database. A database is a systematic collection of data which make data management easy. It also supports electronic storage and manipulation of data. For example, an online telephone directory is a best example of database. So what is Python? Python basically a high programming interpreted language which incorporates modules, exceptions, dynamic typing, very high level dynamic data types and classes. It also supports multiple programming paradigms beyond object-oriented programming. So basically it's a very high level interpreted programming language. What Python can do actually? Python basically is used as a support language for software developers for build controls and management testing. It is also used for developing websites and softwares, for task automations, for data analysis and for data visualization. So moving for the courses of the Python. The first course of Python that I have done is Introduction to Python. Second is Joining Data in Pandas. Third is Intermediate Python. Fourth one is Data Manipulation with Pandas. And at last, Data Visualization with Matplotlib. So starting with the Introduction to the Python. In Introduction to Python, I have learned 4 chapters, which is Python Basics, what are Python lists, functions and packages about Python, and then NumPy Python. So the most important function of the Python that I have learned is Python act as a calculator. Basically Python is perfectly suited to do basic calculations, and apart from addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, there is also support for more advanced operations like exponentials and modulo. Exponential is expressed by 2 stars and modulo is expressed by a percentage star. Exponential is an operator which raises a number to its left to the power of the number to its right. For example, when we multiply 4 into 2 means we have to multiply 4 into 4 and we will give the answer, which is 16. The second Python expression or the operation is modulo. It is denoted by a percentage sign, and this operator returns the remainder of the division of the number to the left by the number on its right. For example, when we divide or 18 modulo 7, we will gain an answer which is equals to 4. So here is an example of the Python which work as a calculator. So in the given instructions we can see that there is $100 which we can invest with a 10% return each year. After 1 year of its 100%, we will get $110, and after 2 years we will get $121. Now add code to calculate how much money you end up with after 7 years and print the result. So as we know that Python can do multiplication, division, modulo and exponentials, and we can see in the steps 2 where we have print all the modulos, expectations, multiplications and divisions. But how much is your $100 worth after 7 years? We simply have to print 100 multiply or exponential 1.1. It's a value which we have to write in all the exponentials values, and then we want to collect the money of 7 years. We will multiply it by 7 and then we will get our expected result. The second is Python interface. In the code tab at the top of the screen, when we type Python code to solve the exercise, if we run hit code or submit, our Python script is executed. But if we do not get our answer, or in any case we stuck, we can tap on the light bulb icon at the bottom of the screen to get a hint, and ultimately we show the solution. So let's do an example. Here the instructions are given. We have an experiment in the shell type which is 5 into age is the example. Add another line of the code to the Python script in the code tab, but reminder, not in the shell. We have to uh, add another line in the code tab, which is print 7 plus 10 in whole brackets. And then we have to hit or submit the execute the Python script and receives feedback. So start with an example which we do not modify. We will write the same print 5 into 8 same as, and at the other line print the sum of 7 and 8. We will simply write print 7 plus 8 into close brackets. The next are variable and types. As we know that we have cleared the Python is a great calculator, and if we want to do more complex calculations, we'll make variables and then type their names. So a variable is a specific case sensitive name which is collapse value through their variable name. In the example, we can see that there is a height in meters and weight in kgs. The height is 1.79 meters and the weight is 68.7 kgs. And when we get a variable or just name, and when we do their calculations, we will get the result 1.79. Now, we also learned how to calculate BMI by using Python. As we know that we have given the height in meters and weights in kg, we will calculate our BMI by dividing weight into height square. So the height is 68.7. We will divide it by weight, which is 1.79, because height and weight are two variables, and then we will multiply these by 2, and then we get our expected result, which is 21.4413. So a person with weight 68.7 kg is height with 1.79 meters will have the BMI of 21.4413. Next is Python list. If there are many data points, we make a list. And now the question is how to make a list. We make a list by simply putting the variable name and the equal sign in front. And basically a Python list is a list, or it is a way to give single names to a collection of values. So here we can see that there is a family name Liz having height in meters 1.73, Emma 1.68 meter heights, mom having height 1.71, and dad having height 1.89. Now it's a Python list. How to create a Python list? We just do simple calculations. We will write Liz, Emma, mom in a simple bracket, and then we can close the brackets. The next is a variable. As we have talked earlier, in Python, a variable allows us to refer to a value with a name, and to create a variable we have to use equal signs. For example, we have a variable x which is equals to 5, for example. Now we can use the name of the variable, which is x, instead of its actual value 5. Whenever we write 5, we can write x because we know that x value is 5. So let's have a look at an example. Instructions are given. We have a variable, or we have to create a variable of saving with the value 100. Means we have a variable name saving and its value is equals to 100. We will simply equal saving is equals to 100. The second is check out the variable by typing print saving in the script, and we will write the same as print saving in the script. The next is familiar function. Python offers a bunch of built-in functions to make our data scientist easier. So we also already known two such functions like print and type, and there are also other functions that we are shown here. So calling a function is easy, but a function with values like 3.0 is not easy to store. For that functions, we use result is equals to type into 3.0 print out same as. Means the general recipe for calling function and saving the result to a variable is thus output, then the function name equals to the input. Now let's consider an example. Here we have a full home we have to finish the code that creates the areas list. We'll have to build the list so that the list first contains the name of each room as a string and then its area. In other words, we'll have to add the strings hallway, kitchen and bedrooms at the appropriate location. Simply we have to make an area list. So what we will do, firstly we will add variables in square meters. Hallway have area of 11.25, kitchen have area of 18.0, living room, bedroom and bathroom, etc. and so on. Firstly we will adopt the list of areas. The areas will be equals to hallway will be equals to hall, kitchen will be equal to kit, living room will be equal to live, bedroom will be equal to bed and bathroom will be equals to bath. We will the print areas, then we will read. As we have noted that we have firstly make a list. For printing areas, we will just print that list of areas. At last, this is a certificate of accomplishment that I have got from Datacamp. So thank you. That's all from my side.